It's never easy to talk to people. I've got my pirate hat on. When you want to talk to people and tell them it doesn't really work, does it? Because people really are only going to listen for what they're already aligned for. So, you know, how am I going to get available for? No, I'm not going to talk about anything other than letting go. Letting go is the process you use to raise your vibration. Letting go. What are you letting go of? Most people are highly susceptible to advertising. They see an advertisement and then they want to investigate whatever has been advertised. It's the same process with gossip. People hear gossip and then they want to pass on the gossip. It is a very strong energy to go and take in some information and then repeat it. How do you break the cycle of being conditioned by advertising? You make sure that you're not influenced by people. The biggest problem on our planet is that we spend too much time with other people. People, generally speaking, are highly conditioned. Do you understand what conditioned means? Conditioning is taught in first year university psychology. Conditioning is a pattern set up in your mind. Animal studies were used, and animals are highly trainable. It's not a big leap to go from animal to human. Humans behave very similarly to animals, especially when it comes to being conditioned. If you don't understand classical and operant conditioning, you need to go and do your homework, because this is how you are manipulated into things that are not good for you. You're going to spend too much money on the wrong things because of advertising. You're going to be involved with little minds. In other words, people who aren't rocket scientists, most likely it's going to be bar pigs. What else? In the end, that's what you have to work with. Bar pigs. In other words, people who are exceptionally drunk. They have no mind whatsoever. It is pickled. And why do I say that? It's because of the weekend warriors, people who work Monday through Friday, and then once the weekend comes around, the number one thing on their head is let's party, which means booze for most people, although some other kinds of pill popping daddies like to get involved with, every other kind of thing that you can do. The point of the matter is, if you are going to listen to your soul, you have to take time away from other people, get very quiet, and just be quiet. That's how you get in touch with your soul. And if you have gone a whole week working for 5 days for your boss, and then you've spent the weekend getting drunk, you missed a week's opportunities to get in touch with your soul. In essence, you were conditioned to be someone else's bitch because for 5 days you worked for somebody as their bitch, and on the weekend you were completely obliviated by booze and pills and lines and whatever else you've been involved with. There was no time spent contacting your soul. What would you learn if you spent time contacting your soul? You would find that the soul has a completely different plan for you than your 5-day-a-week boss and your bartender. I don't know why it is that we're not always in touch with our soul. Perhaps because we were regimented into school at a young age and told what to think, that we get very conditioned to believing this is the way things should be, because it was always this way for me as a child. But what you're taught in school is not what your soul wants you to learn. And it's the human condition to be conditioned by humans who want to make you their bitch. What do I mean by that? Slavery. Enslaving you. Next thing you know, it's your life is over. And you didn't get in touch with your soul. Then what happens? Then you never learned anything. People waste their lives doing stupid jobs. And they live to weekend warrior. It's sickening. Why is it sickening? Because you had a chance to evolve your consciousness and you blew it. You got 0 out of your lifetime. Yes, it is hard to break out from the crowd because you were indoctrinated at school, and everyone at school, when they had time off, it was let's party. So it takes a lot of time. But by the time you're 50, you should have had enough partying. Some people, I remember in high school, didn't party at all. We thought that they were uncool. Were they following their soul? I don't think so. I think they just didn't like puking from booze. There's other things that get conditioned into you. Sports, watching professional sports, or watching your children play sports. It takes an enormous amount of time out of your life. Are you in touch with your soul? No. No, you're watching. You're watching the same thing over and over and over again. And over and over and over again. What does your soul have to teach you? Your soul wants you to insist that you follow your soul's longings. What are they? You have to get in touch with your soul to find out. It's not going to be the same for everyone. I'm Jackie McFlagan, and stay away from the NFL this weekend.